I'm Chris Avra. I'm a tattoo artist, and man, I like to play role play every now and again.
My name's Christian. My fun fact is I'm actually a police officer in real life, and we've been playing Roleplay 5M probably for 7 years now. Me and Chris started together.
Yeah, we're back doing this podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about the server. We're going to get some closing time roleplay lore.
I don't give a shit. Fucking put me on the clock, you dumb bitch. What the fuck? What? What the fuck do you want? Fucking put me on the fucking clock. Can you leave me alone? Fucking close my door. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Fucking close my door, bro. No, get out. Shut. No. Shut. No. Get out. What the fuck? Get out. You better get out. Shut. No. Get the fuck out. Get out. Shut. Oh, can you get out? Shut. Get out. Shut. No. Get the fuck out. Get out! I'm gonna fucking I don't give a shit! Get out! Shut Get out!
Fucking bitch! Fucking pit people the entire fucking time!
Let's get into the podcast. Like I said, welcome to Roleplay Roundtable. This is an idea I think these two had that I've interjected myself in due to their arguments.
You were invited.
I interjected myself for 100%. But it is brought to you by Closing Time Roleplay. It's not all about Closing Time Roleplay, but today's episode is going to be. We're going to get into it. To start, since you two are the owners of Closing Time Roleplay, we're going to have you guys introduce yourself. Whoever wants to go first, you want to do rock, paper, scissors, or someone just wants to go first, introduce yourself, a little about yourself, maybe a fun fact.
You got it, bro. You got it. Go ahead. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm Chris Avra. I'm a tattoo artist, and man, I like to play role play every now and again. Seems like every role play server we get into is just really catered to people that are in there and people that own it. So we decided to do our own thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree with that. I'm Christian. My fun fact is I'm actually a police officer in real life, and we've been playing Roleplay 5M probably for 7 years now. Me and Chris started together, and we've always just wanted to do our own thing, and here we are. We're doing it.
All right, and I'll introduce myself because I can. My name is Scotty. I've been doing roleplay since February of 2024. It's a little over a year now. I found these guys, what was it, like January of this last year?
A few months back, yeah.
Yeah, like the beginning of the year, I wasn't really even looking for a server to play in. I just saw this FiveM ad on a Facebook group that I was in, advertising a motorcycle gang, and I really like doing motorcycle motorcycle club roleplay. And so I joined, and the kind of the rest is kind of history. But yeah, we're back doing this podcast. We're going to talk a little bit about the server. We're going to get some closing time roleplay lore that people may not know, especially the new people, because I don't know a lot about how closing time started, and what made you guys want to start. You touched a little bit on starting it because a lot of servers cater to certain people, and you want to be a little bit different. Does anyone want to like elaborate on that and like how the idea came to be with closing time? And
So, I think mostly it's like you get into these servers and it's just catered to role play that's not really role play, kind of more catered towards like 100K or die, or it's hard to find like a real role play server where you can go in and have good interactions with people and
Online
like
chat
actually,
rooms.
yeah, that's all they are. It's like you get in there and all these people just stand around in a group and kind of just shoot real life shit in a video game when we're all just trying to play a role of some other character that we're not in real life,
Yeah, 100% agree with that. That's exactly what our thought process was coming into this. Is like we do this to play different characters, not play ourself in a
Yeah,
game.
I don't want to have to come into these servers and be Chris. I want to come in and play a gangster or a serial killing clown, for instance, like I've been doing and messing around with for the last few days. Just I want to do cool, fun RP, man, and get good interactions with people. And it seems like all these other servers just cater more towards like either the 100K or die, or like Christian said, like an online chat room, basically.
yeah, I can agree with that. I think what they mean for anyone who doesn't know the context of it, like when they're saying online chat room, a lot of servers will go into and there'll be everybody who's in the cities in one spot. Usually, maybe the apartments, maybe like
Legion
Pillbox,
Square.
Legion
Yeah,
Square.
Legion every time, dude.
They'll just be standing in in one spot and
Yeah,
just
it's like
talking.
and it's also like when you get in there, it's not it's not like one big group of people talking. It's like several cliques of different people just
Mhm.
discussing things that happened in their day-to-day life.
It's
Like
high
their
school in a
real
video game.
life. Yeah, it's all it is, man. And like I said, we as players of roleplay for a long time before we even decided to get into things, we wanted to just have better interactions and better storylines for our characters and not have to play in a chat room all day. I think that by doing it, ourselves, we've kind of tried to alleviate having that, kind of weed that stuff out. And we want the good role players to come play in our server.
Fair enough. Now let me ask you guys this question because I've been kind of curious. I don't know if we ever talked about it before. How did you two meet?
We're family. We're
Yeah,
actually
yeah, it's my
cousins.
cousin.
Oh,
So
okay.
we
All
found out we
right.
were cousins, I think, in first or second
Well, yeah,
grade.
see, we were friends before we were cousins. We didn't even know we were like related, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
I
it was
went
the
to stay
first
at his
time.
house.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
first
came
time
to
he came
stay
to my
over.
house. My
My
mom was like,
mom
"These
and
your dad?"
yeah, yeah, and then my dad picked me up, and they got to talking and realized that we're down the line. So I mean, we've been friends since elementary school.
So you guys go back.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
So I bet there's some embarrassing stories y'all could tell about each other.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
but
We
we've done some
basically lived
crazy
together.
shit, dude. Yeah, we used to wrestle on trampolines and shit, and like, video ourselves like walking
There's
in this
videos
like
somewhere.
entrances and shit, dude.
You know what we
Like
used to
with
do?
music playing.
What we used to do is we had a little, it was like a VHS tape, like style recorder.
Mhm.
And we would take our like MP3s and put the headphone up to the microphone of it so you can hear the music
Terrible.
coming out.
When you listen to it, it was just terrible audio. It sounded like cracking and shit. Like you had a speaker. To another speaker. Yeah, no, we spent
And
like
then
our
we
whole
had the
childhood together, man.
I had a trampoline that had the net, the real tall net, and we would fold it in half and that'd be a regular match, and then we'd fold it up and that'd be
Yeah,
our
it'd
cage
be a cage
match.
match, dude. Yeah, try to climb out that motherfucker. I mean, we done a lot of stuff, man. We've played airsoft together. We've done all kinds of crazy activities. I mean, I remember when we first got our car, or when Christian, because I got my license later than he had got a license, and we used to ride around just yell out people like it was fun, like just crazy stuff
We
that
used to go
teenage
to
kids do.
terrorize a old man at Walmart and make fake fart noise on him. He threatened
Oh
to
man, he used
kill
to
us,
get
and
so mad, dude. Yeah, he used to get so pissed off at us. God bless that man for not like actually losing his shit and like beating the fuck out of us in Walmart.
So what you guys are saying is you were the prank YouTubers before prank YouTubers were prank
Yeah,
YouTubers.
before
we
YouTube was cool. Yeah.
we talk about it all the time that we should have captured that moment way back then.
That brings me to my next question, I guess. So you guys are friends since elementary school. Found out you were family eventually. Did you guys decide to get into role play together, or like did one of you start doing it, then the other one just oh that looks fun?
So I
That was a collective.
remember the first role play we ever did, and Chris might not remember it. It was on Grand Theft Auto Online,
Yeah, I
Xbox
remember that.
360. It was a group of people that wanted to do like police officer role play, so they would teach us how to steal cop cars and where you can keep the car and this, that, and the other. So we did that for a little bit. And we're like, this is
There's got to be
stupid.
more. There's got to be more to this.
So I went. I think I was the first one. I went to Aaron's and I got a. I don't even remember what PC I got. A
It
Omen.
was an
I got an
Omen. Yeah,
Omen,
yeah.
and it
'Cause I
was
got the
right.
same
That
one.
that was the whole reason I got a PC, and that was. I mean, that was probably close to 7 or 8 years ago at this point. And I remember,
It's probably been a little longer since we had the PCs. I'd say it's probably been like 9 or 10 years ago that we got PCs. But when we started playing role play, it was probably around that time. Um,
yeah, and then I remember the first server we played in. It was like tropical role play or so. I don't
was
remember what
that
it
the one?
was.
Was that the one where
But
we
we did
did
the
the drive
chicken
by?
job. Yeah, we did
Oh no, no, no. Oh yeah, yeah, it was. Okay, yeah.
yeah, we would
I
do the
remember
chicken
that clear
job
as
all
day.
the time, and
Dude, no, listen, you got to hear the whole story because he's not telling it. We
uh,
I wasn't on, and he was on in like the morning hours, like playing like pretty early in the morning. He's in there doing the chicken job. Now you made a lot of money doing this job. All you'd had to do was go to like the chicken house in Toledo or whatever, and fucking you slaughtered a bunch of chickens, and then you delivered them with a delivery truck to like this little chicken restaurant in the city. And you got paid per however many chickens you like deliver or whatever, and you could
Mhm.
fill the truck fully full of these chickens. Well, I guess he made like a gigantic run that morning and made a bunch of money. and there was a shit RPer in there, and I guess he was like staking the place out. And anytime a new player would come up there, he would fucking rob them. And we didn't know like anything about the rules. I guarantee you we probably didn't even fucking read the rules back then. We kind of just jumped straight into it. But he got robbed, and he remembered what the guy looked like. The guy didn't kill him or anything, so I mean it was all fair play, you know. And I got on later that day, and he told me, he's like, "Man, this fucking guy robbed me." I was like, "Dude, we'll find him. Do you remember what he looked like?" He's like, "Yeah." So we rode around for like fucking 3 hours in this server, dude. And finally we fucking see the guy in Legion. And I was like, "Yo, there he is right there, bro. Let's go like spin around on him and we'll fucking drive by him." So we did. We killed the fuck out of him. And we fucking, great win, victory, big victory for us, you know. And then like all of
Hearts are
about 5 minutes
pounding.
later, yeah, dude, all of about 5 minutes later, into a fucking like closed little room with an admin, and he's like, "What'd you guys just kill this guy for?" And we were like, "Well, you know, he robbed my friend," and they're like, "You can't do that," and we got in trouble, and then we learned
Needless
from
to
that and
say,
moved on.
we killed him in a GZ.
Yeah,
Didn't
we put
even
him in
do
a
it.
green zone for
He was
sure.
in a green zone, but like everything other than that, like it was good because the guy didn't wear a mask. I remember exactly who it was. He was wearing the same exact outfit. So I thought it was good. And I kind of got mad with that. And I'm serious, bro.
And then I think we went to another server after
We went
that
to
that
Pro
was,
Street right
yeah,
after
Pro
that.
Street. That one was
We
a
learned
pretty
to the
cool
cart,
server.
just a V menu, and did all
But
that. And then
like the unique thing about that server that I think is kind of missed now, because I don't even think those guys are around. I don't know for sure, but it was a V menu server, but everyone in there conducted themselves in like a really good roleplay manner. Like everybody was there to
Right,
like
yeah.
roleplay a race driver, like a drag driver or something, street racer, whatever. It was just a big roleplay community. It was a good learning experience.
the shout out Pro Street.
Yeah, shout out Pro Street, dude. I don't know where you guys are at
RIP.
now, but
I think they got pulled because they had thousands of cars that were branded and they
yeah,
were
they had a
making
ton of
money
branded
and
stuff
they had
and
multiple
money, and
servers and
it's the sad thing that like when you get into making a lot of money with these servers, or if you make a bunch of like to disclose that we don't make any money doing this, do it out of our own love and passion for it. Um, but when you start getting money involved, CFX gets involved, Rockstar gets, shit doesn't end up good for you if you charge people fuck tons of money for stuff in games that's not your game, you know.
And on the topic of money, since you brought it up, Chris, I will say you guys are the first server that I've been in, because I've been in a few different servers. Like I'm, still fairly new to the role play stuff. Compared to other people that I've met who've been doing this for 7 years, like you guys, or 10 years, or whatever it may be. You guys are one of the first servers I've seen that didn't really charge money for much, if anything. Like I think when I first
Yeah,
joined back in like January, like, you guys charged money for like someone who wanted like custom clothing in, and it wasn't because they wanted custom clothing; it was just for the work that went into putting the custom clothing in. Because like for those who don't know, clothing's a bitch in FiveM.
yeah, no, clothing sucks. I to go back on that, like we did have like a VIP shop in our first run of Closing Time, and that was to like kind of recuperate a little bit of lost money, because man, I mean, I don't know, collectively we probably spent, and this is other people helped us out too. We had other people donate scripts to us and stuff, but collectively I'd say me and Christian probably spent a couple grand building the server. So trying to get a little bit of money to just to, pay back what we made. And then when we shut down, um, it was kind of like, whatever. And then when we had the idea of, if we're going to charge for anything, it'll just be to do work to put it in. But it won't be to profit off of anything in game. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think my whole thought process, especially with the VIP cars and all that, was just to pay. We were paying for the main server and all the subscriptions that we had and the test server. So all that really was just try to break even on that if we could, but if we couldn't, it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, so let's say this time around, like it's more passion involved. I mean, we just took a little break, kind of seen where we were, and got bored again, man. And we're just like, dude, we could really do this, succeed if we put our minds to it, you know?
The funny part about FiveM servers, guys, and for those who aren't familiar with kind of how scripts work and stuff, a lot of servers will have like their VIP shops and they're selling, like these dono mansions, and they're selling cars, and cars are usually the biggest
Guns,
hit. Yeah,
money, they
guns.
do that too. I mean, you could get in-game currency for real money and guns and shit like that. I think me and you discussed it. We're not even gonna do the VIP shop. We're just gonna rock all the cars we have and just cycle them through as months come by. We'll just keep adding new cars.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the servers that sell like the money and stuff, like in-game currency for real money, what we call pay-to-win servers, because people will just dump tons of money into it, get a ton of money in city, and then be like, within 2 minutes to the richest person in the
They're the
city.
kingpin. Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And
run
to
the
be
whole joint.
honest, it's not even allowed. You know, you're not even supposed to be doing
Yeah,
that.
it's against that TOS for sure, man. They'll come down on you. I mean, they've shut a lot of servers down because of stuff like that. And I said
Yeah, the
we try to
last
steer
few
clear from any
months,
of that. I hated to see the '90s go. I really liked their Liberty City map and the style of roleplay they had there. It sucks to see all that happening. But I mean, I don't know the state of FiveM right now. I mean, it's whatever. Everybody knows that it's up in the wind. So we'll see how long we can ride the wave out.
One thing I did want to touch on with you guys, because we touched on it a little bit, but can you lead us up to the moment you guys decided to open your own server? Like when you very first started it, what was going on? Why did you decide to start it? What was the thought process? Why the name Closing Time? Stuff like that.
so we dev'd in two different servers, right, Chris? It was No Life, and then we dev'd in a server called Lavish Life, and
And
Lavish Life opened. Go ahead.
leading up to that though, we had like a little fun fuck around server before we even were a part of No Life. So like we built like a little tiny baby server back in the day, and we're just like fucking around in there as me.
We did No Life. It got pretty. It didn't really get off the ground too much. There was
I
just,
got a I got a
I will
solid like
say,
30 players, and that
it wasn't.
wasn't like every day.
It wasn't like too crazy or anything like that, but did that, learned a lot from that. But I
Learned
would
a lot
say
from that.
Lavish Life is where we really, really got good at deving servers. Um, we met a guy in a different server, and he decided he wanted to open his own thing, and he what he did is he paid somebody like off Fiverr, and they ripped him off, and we're like, bro, we'll help you. We'll just do it for free because we like doing it. We like doing it a
And
lot.
we were pretty tight with it.
So I'm going to take one step back just to kind of explain. So it's me and Chris, and then another guy, JT. We started what's called the Triumphant Development Group. So basically, we were trying to run services for either like deving for people, and all JT right now he's deving actual video games. Like that's what he's doing now. So
So he's going to school for that.
it's something that we're trying to build up and everything. So if you ever see Triumphant Development Group, that's what that is. That's us. But we learned a lot from Lavish Life. The only problem that we seen with Lavish Life, there was too many cooks in the kitchen, is what I like to say.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
got
way too
very,
many.
very toxic very fast. The owner at the time, he's a great guy. What he was doing was collecting money off of people way too soon, and these people had way too much say so. And it just got really toxic really fast to the point where we were like, I think we're done with this, bro. Like, I spent of my own money so much money in that server just trying to make it better for those guys, just try to get it progress faster. And I was just excited and everything, but
It was crazy because we were kind of like we were building a server for ourselves, but for someone else. If that makes sense. Like we were putting shit we thought were cool in it because no one else had any like outside input. They were all just hush hush and like build it, build it. And then they would start getting money from these other people that were wanting to play in the server before it's even up, like we're still building it. And next thing you know, we get sidetracked with that by like, hey man, can you put this MLO that such and such paid for server? And it's like, man, we're trying to just get like the basic server built and you guys are already making money off this shit. And then once it launched, everything was good for a little bit. And then it just started happening again where like people were giving him money, giving him cars, MLOs, anything they could throw at him and buying scripts for him to put in. And then it's like a workload on top of us. And we didn't make a dime off this. We did it for fun, like we weren't charging him anything. And it turned bad, man. Like Christian said, it got the community was really fucking toxic for one. It was a horrible idea. I like the people that we played with. Some of them were cool, especially the
I
guy that
mean,
started the server.
we met Renegade really like. I mean, we met Renegade in a server prior to that, but we really got
Yeah, but
buddies with him.
he followed.
Lavish.
Yeah, he followed over there in
But
Lavish.
we met some good people over there. It just what really happened is like I said, the server owner of that one, he's actually a really good guy, and I would stay friends. He never did nothing wrong to me. He seen the writing on the wall, and he stepped down and transferred it to another person. The other person, I'm not gonna say any names, but they ruined that server, and
Yeah.
they wanted to start casting the blame on us somehow or another because they have all these admins who don't answer tickets, so we're trying to be helpful and answer tickets, do that, this, that, and the other, and they're just was blaming stuff on us that was absolutely ridiculous, and I just had enough of it. And we're like, let's do our own thing, which I think we stepped away from FiveM again for probably a
Yeah.
month or so
Yeah, we
before we
took a break
decided.
after that happened. Actually,
And then
we took a break and then we went back and played in another server. I mean, it's kind of the same story that happened with Closing Time this time. We went back, played in another server for a little bit, realized that things were how they had it set up. And after owning your own server and running your own server and setting your own the way you like it, it's hard to play in someone else's stuff. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like
knowing
where we're at.
knowing that you can do it better and you can make it really good, you can just get everything that you know aspire for. But yeah, we did that for a little bit. We played another server. We played another server for a while. We played for like what 2-3 months.
Yeah, it was a few months.
We
We
were
had
playing
the
in
gang and stuff in
between.
there.
We were playing in between Immense Roleplay and the 90s at the time.
Yeah,
We
we
were kind
played
of
in the
going back
90s
and
and
forth
Immense.
with
And then we kind of
those.
stayed in Immense for a little longer at the end there. And then I don't really remember what happened there, but we just kind of decided to build our own server this time.
Yeah, and then me and Chris were just talking one day, and we're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And no, you wouldn't. Well, I'm not gonna give that guy any credit because fuck that guy. Um, he's a dirtbag, and you can mark that he's a dirtbag. He kind of talked us into doing it again, like to start our own thing. And prior to
Yeah, yeah.
that, me and Chris were just kind of joking around about it, not even being serious. And we're like, if we do another server, we should name it Closing Time.
I don't know
I
where
don't
that
know.
even came
I
from.
don't
It
know.
just
I don't.
popped out of nowhere.
We're just like, we should name it Closing Time.
I think it was like I don't remember, but I think like we had seen something with that song in it, and it kind of resonated in a weird way.
Yeah, I was like,
You know what I
that
mean?
sounds. It's like sounds
And
pretty
then
unique. I
like
don't know
like
why.
fun fact though. Oh, and there was no other server with the name like that. Like it wasn't no other server named Closing. We're like, oh, cool. It's a unique name nobody else has. Um, Fun fact though, we never used the Closing Time song in the loading screen ever. Never used it one time. But yeah, no. So yeah, we started building that server based off of the dude he was talking about talking us into it, and kind of it flourished, man. It did great.
We it did do great, but the thing that we messed up on is we didn't learn from lavish life. We once
Yeah,
again put too many cooks in the kitchen. We had too
amen.
many people with their hands in the pot, putting in money or doing this, doing that. And when people, rightfully so, I get it. When you're donating, when you're giving money to somewhere, you kind of want to see it go your way. I get that 100%, but it started getting nasty with some of the
Yeah, yeah.
people, like some of the day one people that we had over in closing time. It started to get
Like
nasty.
good friends too, like people we played with in Mints and had a good time with and role played with over there that came over with us. Just we let them get too deep in like having their hand in it, you know what I mean? And that kind of bit us in the ass in the end. And then
I have this one saying that I tell everybody: 5M relationships are held together by twigs and duct tape. Takes one
yeah, for
thing.
sure. One
It
thing
takes
and people
one
get
thing, and it can
super
be the
mad.
smallest thing. It can be the smallest thing, and it's like you were not friends with that person for 6 months. It's like nothing. Like your relationship meant nothing.
And then we fucked up. Well, we
Hang
fucked
on,
up and
I got
you're
a
gonna
good
get to that.
I got a good this is gonna be a good clipping point for you, Scotty.
All right.
So let's hang on. I'm gonna wait to get there. So let's break down the goods of the last before we get to the
The
downfall,
bads.
right? So we put a lot of work in Closing Time 1.0. That's what I'm going to call it. It was very, in my opinion, it was very successful because starting a FiveM server is not easy. I've had so many friends send me stuff to starting a FiveM server. It's not as simple as starting one and people will come. That's not how it works, and that's how it's never worked. It will never work like that. You have to put in so much effort as a team collectively, and um, you have to promote that server. You have to do hard work in that server, and you have to just. It has to be a great server. It can't be half-assed. Everything needs to work great. And then on top of that, social media, social media. I spent so much time on social media. Chris spent so much time on social media. And that's how we got majority of our people. A lot of the people that we had like maybe 6 that we knew. The rest of
Yeah.
them, we didn't know these people. They just came from social media,
I
from
mean,
YouTube
even
videos, from
even Scotty
Instagram.
here. Scotty here came
Yeah.
from an Instagram or a Facebook post. He seen
Facebook,
one and
yeah.
decided to come play.
So like it's not as simple as that. So we put, like I said, we put a lot of work in it. It was growing pretty good. I mean, we didn't get huge numbers, but I remember we got like up to 30, 35 a couple
We
times.
got
And I mean,
we got like
that's a
30. We got 38. And I remember 38 was our highest player count, and we averaged that on a weekend. So like on a weekend we would get 20 to 30. It just depended on how the weekend was, if there was a holiday. But I mean, we had a solid player base, and we were still growing.
and that was a huge deal because our server was only open for 2 months at that point. And I had it in my head. I told myself I like to go further. Like I said maybe 6 months. Let's hopefully we can get to 20, 25. That was like my goal. I knew this stuff is going to take time. For one, we're ironing out a server. We had a few hiccups during we anything that can go wrong with Closing Time 1.0 went wrong with Closing Time 1. Like
100%.
from the point of we had one service provider that sucked, we had to get rid of them. Then we got to another service provider and they
And they
got a
worked
letter
great.
from CFX
Yeah, yeah, they
saying that
worked
they had
great,
to
and then
shut
fucking got
down.
shut down.
We had a 24-hour notice. That was almost to the peak of our player count, so we had to
Yeah,
shut the
yep.
server down for a day or two to switch everything over. Then we started getting DDoS. Then we started getting this and that, and it was just anything that could go wrong went wrong. But we were very optimistic and stayed strong with it the
There's a
whole
lot of
entire
there's a
time.
lot of frustrating points, but there's a lot of good points with building these servers. Like there's times you'll get really frustrated with it, and you just got to step away and take a minute.
And that's one bit of advice I have for any FiveM player out there is be patient with your server owners and server staff because this FiveM stuff, it takes a lot out of you. Like it is a lot. It's a lot of money. Like we were talking about earlier, and I don't care to say it. Closing Time RPs, I mean, that's a $10,000 server. I probably
Easy.
spent 5,000 myself. I
I
tallied it up
probably
one
spent
night,
probably spent
and
like a good 25 to 3, and I'm sure John, our donator, he helped out a lot. He donated a bunch of scripts. He spent a couple $100, maybe even more than that.
he
So
spent more than that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, and then
It
I mean, there
was
was other people too that would donate scripts to us and help us get things that were needed or wanted, and then they would want it, and they'd be like, "Oh,
it
cool,
was
let's get that together."
it was definitely a team effort, but like I was saying, like this stuff takes a lot of work. This is like running a FiveM server is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week job on top of our real life. I have children. Chris has children. We both work, and like it's like we're trying to balance everything, and it's a lot. And people start getting frustrated with you, or this, that, and the other.
Yeah, so
But
just be patient, man. Be patient
you know,
with
be
us, and
patient with your.
other owners and admin. It takes a lot of effort and takes a lot out of a person to sit down and spend hours trying to fix something that might be broken. But I mean,
Yeah.
man, we had a good thing going for sure.
So I'm gonna start getting into the dark times a little bit here. So I don't remember exactly what it was. So all right, this is kind of what it was. So we had the Lost MC in our server. our Lost MC was a part of what's called Lost MC Worldwide. What Lost MC Worldwide is they have a Discord channel, and it's actually a really, really cool community. So it's a bunch of servers who can apply to be a part of Lost MC Worldwide. There's a bunch of like prerequisites and everything like that that you had to have before you can get into that. Our server, our Lost MC became one of them. It was a charter for Lost MC Worldwide. So to kind of piggyback off that, when you're a part of Lost MC Worldwide, you can go to any server that is Lost MC Worldwide. You basically can just pop in there, throw the Lost MC cut on, and go to town in their server. You don't have to work
Yeah,
for nothing,
you're a
anything
part
like
of
that.
it.
You're with them. So one of our, I would say, was our brother server. Me and Chris are big fans of the '90s. There's no secret about it. That's, to be honest, that is
Modeled a lot
probably
of things.
my favorite server out there. So shout out to the '90s roleplay. I mean,
Yeah, big shout out to those guys, man.
that's a great group of guys over there. But we
Great
would go over
devs.
there a lot, and they would come over to us a lot. So we had a lot of, a lot of back and forth with the '90s. And I think me and Chris went over there a few times, and they were on a Liberty City map, and we played over there. And I was like, bro, Liberty City is so sweet, bro. Like, this is like, I've been on Los Santos for the last 7, 8 years playing FiveM, and Liberty City is sweet. Like, this is just something different. It's a full map. It's not like one of these like little Y map things that you get that have a few MLOs and then it's just open land or whatever. It's a big thing. So we talked about it and we're like, wonder if we can add Liberty City with our Los Santos. So we did some research. We found what's called Liberty City Preservation, right? That's what it's called.
Yeah, the Liberty City Preservation Project, I'm pretty sure is
Project,
what it
yeah.
was. Yeah.
So
They
we
they
did
had
some
one that
research
was
on
supposed to
them.
work, but
Yeah, we did some research on them, and it was supposed to work, but CFX shut them down some time ago, so we had to
killed it.
find some we had to find
Killed the
some
whole
bootleg
project.
versions. And we tried it. We tried it in our test server, and come to find out, FiveM it's only slotted to run so many resources.
Well, it's not
Once
5M. It's GTA thing.
it's
It's like
GTA,
a
it's GTA,
GTA can
yes.
only load so many assets and so many LODs before it starts to have real fucking major problems with loading anything.
Yeah, and we had
Um,
so much on our Los Santos map with clothing, cars, MLOs. We had so much um, that when you would try to put that map in with it, it would just crash. Every time you would come in, it would crash and crash. And we're like, bro. So what we did is we ended up shutting off our Los Santos map in the test server and just kind of exploring around the Liberty City one. And I was like, bro, this is sick, bro. I really like would love to see this. Like, I want to play on this so bad. We kind of looked into it a little bit more. Liberty City Preservation Project was a little bit more complicated than what we were wanting to deal with mapping stuff. So we just
yeah,
did our
you had to
research and
jump through a ton of hoops to get it, and it was out of reach. So
yeah. So we did our research and we found one guy, like map creator, who made Liberty City. And we're like, maybe, I was like, before we do this, let's see what the community thinks. This is what you can tag right here, Scotty. I'm going to call it the poll.
Okay. All right.
This is
yeah,
the poll.
The poll.
The poll. So we talked about it amongst everybody. You were there, Scotty. I mean, all our admin team, everything. We're like, what do y'all think about this? Should we like try to switch to the map? And I think people suggested like, let's just run a poll and see what the community thinks. So we did. And I would say within the first 5 or 6 hours, it was so lopsided to go to Liberty City that there was even no point to keep it going. I mean, it was like 90% to 10. Like, people
yeah, it
wanted to
was
go to
way
Liberty City.
morose.
So we're like, okay, well, let's start putting the work in on the test server. We ended up buying a map for Liberty City,
We bought two maps.
and yeah,
I
we
bought
bought
one,
two.
and then you bought one because the one I bought was janky, and then the one you found was better. So we both
Yeah,
ended up spending like fucking $100 on a map.
Yeah.
each.
And this is where I kind of want to go back to like be patient with your devs and like be patient with your server owners, everything like that. And maybe don't just like quit on them for the smallest things. But like I said, the poll was super lopsided to go to Liberty City. It seems like that's what everybody wanted to do. We didn't try to coerce anybody. We didn't do none of that. We posted it out there, and that's what they wanted. So we're to the drawing board. We were so excited, like, yes, here we go. This is gonna be super. And we got all the stuff that we needed to get. I mean, we were probably back to spending $1,000, $2,000 on the map, and then the
Yeah,
countless
yeah,
hours.
because
I mean,
we changed scripts a bunch too when we switched over because a lot of the wouldn't work over there. We just
yeah,
had to change a bunch of shit around.
we had to buy. I mean, the map
PD
came with a
outfits.
bunch of the map came with a bunch of MLOs already, but we had to probably 20 more MLOs, for $25, $30 a pop, getting them all set up, getting the police stuff all set up. We got everything set up. I mean, it took us maybe a month to do that.
Yeah, it was like 4 weeks, something like that, 3 or 4
It was
weeks.
to the point that when we first started setting it up, um, I was in the hospital with my wife was having her second kid, and I spent 90% of the time in a Discord chat talking to Chris and Renegade
While we were
and
working on shit, and he
while
was
they
at
were
the
working on it.
hospital.
While they were working on it. With my AirPod in, just hanging out, whatever. But
And then, I'll say this though too. I had a lot of fun making the Liberty City one. It was a new task. It was a lot more involvement. We had to think outside of the box a lot more with Liberty City. But it was a fun time for sure. I enjoyed making that server. And I think we ended up with a really cool product at the end of it.
it was a good Liberty City map because, like I said, we played on a couple Liberty City maps and they were a little hit or miss
Hey,
here with some of the
shout
map
out
problems.
shout out Prop Placer and shout out my boy Renegade for placing millions of props around that map so people didn't fall through the fucking walls.
There's so many hidden sledgehammers in that map. It was crazy.
Dude, we went through, there were so many light poles that had like no collision. So you'd drive a car and you'd go straight through the light pole. Well, he was like, yo, I think I can put like a sledgehammer inside of this thing and then it'll create a collision. Fucking, I remember he put the first one in there and he got in a car 20 right into the fucking thing and it just slung him out the car and he's like, oh, that worked. so he went around putting fucking sledgehammers in all the lights, dude, so they had collisions.
So we got all that work done. When we finally was like, all right, it's open. We got to get a little bit of the players back. Now, hang on, I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Okay, this there was two reasons for this downfall. I think one was the map. I think the other one was what we decided to do with the economy. So our economy in Closing Time 1.0 is very loosey goosey. People had millions and millions and millions. It was just, I mean, it averaged itself out in a way because you would make millions, but these cars would be millions. These houses would be. So we decided we're like, all right, instead of making millions and millions, just transition to a little bit more realistic economy where it's not
Yeah,
so high.
it was
But
a little bit, it was a lot of bit realistic than the other server, dude.
it
That
was a
bitch
lot of
was
bit more. But what we did was we took what our new economy was from what they already had and we just adjusted their money or whatever. We were going to give them the same businesses that they owned or something very similar. They got to keep all their cars, everything they got to keep.
yeah,
So we didn't do like
inventory
a
stashes.
character wipe or anything like that. But we're looking for a more serious role play. Like not a server calling themselves serious and being semi-serious or not even serious at all and just being a chat room, but it says serious roleplay in the description. We were looking for serious roleplay. We got a lot of our ideas. I'm going to reference back to the 90s again. We got a lot of our ideas from the 90s, and that's how we wanted our server to run, like the 90s, but maybe just one step, not quite as serious, but just about there, knocking on the door of it. So we're like, we can't be very serious if you're making $200,000 one run on a freaking trash run. You know what I mean? Like we can't. That's probably a little bit of exaggeration, but we were
It's
like,
not,
we're
chat.
just
It's
knocking
not an
down.
exaggeration whatsoever. That's about what you made on one trash run. Like, no joke. And then don't get
And
me started on mining.
but we did all that. We had the grand opening. Everything seemed like it was doing pretty good. People were in there for a little bit, and then we lost everybody.
Yeah,
It
out of
was
nowhere.
just it went to ghost town, and nobody was saying anything. The Discord was quiet, and it rode like that for I don't know, a
Fucking a
couple
month.
weeks to a month. Yeah,
It was
about
a
a
month.
month. Just rode silent.
Us
Zero
three in there
players.
playing, bro. Me,
Yeah,
Christian, and fucking JT and Renegade.
and we were
And I know you guys would come in a few times every now and again.
we had a crunch time meeting as the staff team. I called a crunch time meeting, and we're like, what happened here? Like, why did everybody vote yes if this is not what they wanted, and then nobody's telling us anything? So we decided to put up another poll of like why like happened basically, and people were basically saying that the switching to the new map, they didn't like it, and they didn't like the economy.
Yeah, they hated the economy and they didn't like the new map. So
We were so as a development team, we were so far deep into that map that at the
yeah, like I
time,
said, about a month of development of that map. So I mean, you think spending a month of your time making the project you think's gonna work out like you're
yeah, that time we just we talked about going back to Los Santos, and at that time I think I was just burnt out on it. I was like, dude, I thought I was pleasing everybody, but we obviously made a big fumble, and that's on us. But it just didn't work, and I didn't have in my heart at the time to revert everything back. It was just too
yeah.
much.
That was a
It was
collective thing too. We were all kind of like, you know what? We don't want to have to go through the work of switching everything back. It'll be a real fucking hassle. We'll have to buy a bunch of shit again. We'll have to buy all of our subscriptions. It was just like a big, like, fuck that. Like, nah, man, I'm not fixing this another month building another Los Santos server right now. Fuck that. It was kind of like we all kind of said fuck that at the same time.
yeah. And then we put out the message. Not long after I said I was like, we're gonna go. I was at a clouded mind, dude. I was like, we're gonna go to Los Santos. We'll switch to semi-serious. I don't give a shit no more. We'll just start selling money, selling guns, selling everything. I was like, if I'm gonna do anything, I'm just gonna recoup my money back. Fuck it, I don't care. And that's not me to my core, bro. Like I'm all about role play. I'm not about making money on this shit. I got a job, bro. I don't need to like I love as much as I love doing this stuff, I would definitely do it for a living, but I'm not here to try to screw people over. I just want people to have a good time and play the game.
Shit. We just want to have a good time. Like we
That's
just want
all
to
it is.
play
Like
and have fun. You know, doing it.
and I was saying all that stuff and I just stopped and I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that, bro. I'm done with this. So I wrote out a big long message saying like thank you guys so much for being a part of this thing. We couldn't have done it without you, but this is it for us. That's all she wrote.
I'd say we let it
And
ride for like a week, right? Yeah, probably after that, and shut the Discord down, man.
it was it was a hard decision because that was I think we had 6, 7, 8 months in invested at that point.
Yeah, almost a
I can't
year
remember.
total.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when we started it, but we had a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money invested, and that was hard. Like that one, that one brought a tear to my eye. That was
Yeah, it sucked. It
that
really
was
did
tough.
suck trying to. And I at one point I had like the idea to rekindle it, and we tried to build like an '80s style and that never went anywhere. We kind of just fucking gave up on that. And we're like, fuck this, man. We'll just take a break and like not even play FiveM. I completely deleted FiveM. I was really heartbroken that we built that cool server and it just went to shit in like a matter of a month. You know what I mean? It just completely went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, it was a tough decision, and like I said, like he was saying, we took a break for, I mean, it was 3-4 months.
It's been a minute. It's been like
It's been a
probably
while. It's been
it's been a minute. I played a lot of Xbox. I didn't even get on the PC. Dude, it was so horrible. I love FiveM so much, but I knew that if I turned this motherfucker on, I would download and fucking start fucking with it again. And that's kind of exactly what the fuck happened. Ultimately, like, I don't know. We were watching videos, dude's what happened. This motherfucker watches Big Chief and shout out Big Chief and fucking Maximilian. Who's the other guy you watch all the time, dude?
David Drops, more
David Drop,
Crown.
shout out all those dudes, the trolls, man, they're funny. Enjoy watching their videos. It's like who hurt
I
all
love
these people in his videos.
I have a real thing against those, those chat box servers, so it's always great to watch
Yeah,
them
it's
go in
great
there and
watching them
fucking
go in there and
terrorize
fucking
the shit.
just terrorize the whole server.
You know,
But no, so
being
we were
our
watching videos, dude. That's exactly what happened. I was like, man, fuck, I'm gonna join another server. So I joined another server. I was like, man, you should come play in this server with me. It's kind of fun, you know. I'm just by myself making money, trying to find some drug locations and stuff, you know, fucking off, being a criminal. And he's like, yo, I'll come play. Fuck it. We'll do some mobster stuff. We went in there for a few days and we found all the drug locations. Like 3 hours, we found every fucking thing.
yeah, it's not long at all.
Yeah, no, literally like 3 hours of like
We were just
just
doing
running
the
around
postal
finding
job.
shit.
We were doing the postal job, and when we got to a drop, we would just get out on foot and run around. And
Yeah,
we
and wound
found
up finding
everything.
everything. And we were fucking with it for a minute and I was, you know, it really sucks. Like, playing in other servers when you had a like we had and I heard him spark. Heard the little spark come in his voice. He's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, it's like 30 minutes went by and he was just standing there and he's like, oh, I'm buying a VPS. And I was like, you motherfucker, you.
It's like we already have everything. We still have our old CFX account
Yeah,
with all the
it was a
assets.
breath. It was a breath of fresh air to go like, we don't got to buy none. We got all of it here. Like, you know?
No knock to the other server.
No,
I've been
yeah,
in that
fun
server
server.
for a while. It was
All in the
it's
80s.
yeah, it was all in 80s. It used to be like a Miami Vice server when we had Closing Time 1.0, and I would go over there and play with those guys sometimes. I was actually a cop over there, and they had to shut down their Miami Vice and switch to, was it Las Venturas or whatever,
Yeah, they're at Los
because
Venturas
of
project map.
GTA 6 or whatever. They couldn't have a Vice City map, but no knock on those guys. They're doing great things over
Yeah,
there.
great server, man. It's put
The
together well.
owner, the owner of that server is trying real hard. His name's Mike. I would actually like to reach out to him one day, maybe for a future episode or something. Seems like a pretty cool
Yeah,
guy.
Mike.
So
Mike's putting in a lot of effort to try to get a player base up. So I mean, if you guys like, if you're
it's
watching
just,
this and you like 80s style role play, like old school time period role play, go play there, man. Check them out. They're not as busy as the 90s.
yeah, it's definitely, it's I've learned that neat, like, serious RP and time period RP is very niche in this community. Like, it's a certain player base that plays that stuff, so that is very, very, very hard. So I give it to them for stepping into that realm. I mean, that's big time. And then on top of that, they're playing a totally custom map that nobody. I've never seen
Also,
that map. That was the
another
first one I've
another
seen.
another point to add to that is like the shit you have to do in a time period role play is not easy. Like I was trying to say, we made like thinking about making an 80s, we did a little bit of modding to it, and like getting old school shit's just really hard. Like making an old time phone or a pager or any kind of script like that. I mean, there's a lot of custom shit involved. So doing the work for it, you know, you got to know how to like make shit for your map because nothing is set in the 80s. Like anything you search up, there's no mods for that. I mean, there's a couple out there, but there's no like brick phone. There's none of that stuff. So, I mean, hey, all you fucking FiveM developers that make scripts, man, make a fucking 80s. Somebody will buy that motherfucker.
We were playing in that a little bit, and then this was like, okay, why not, dude? Let's just try it again. I was like, this time it's just what we'll do is it'll just be me, you, and hopefully we can get some of the OGs back that really were very, very helpful. And we were successful in doing that, other than Renegade. But
Yeah, motherfucker. Motherfucker. I need your help, bro. I need your
yeah,
help. We spent countless hours making a Liberty City map. You come over here and help us too, fucker.
but yeah, right now we have a very tight core team. And that's how it needs to be right now.
My
You
boy,
know,
my
before
boy
we
Scotty over here helping me develop shit now too. Cause he fucked around and tried to build his own server when we shut down. I don't know what happened with that, but he's here and now he's helping us. So shout out to Scotty.
I am indeed here.
Yep, yeah. But yep,
But
we're
yeah, no,
back.
it's the goal of like trying to build it back up, man. Like, I mean, we got a great product. It's just getting people to see the great product again. You know?
We have played in a lot of servers over the years, and this is not tooting our own horn. I have never played in a FiveM server as optimized as Closing Time RP. Closing Time
I mean,
RP we didn't cut no corners on stuff. We didn't put no free bullshit in there to try to get something out of it. All our clothing is optimized, works great. Our vehicles work great. You don't
everything we have is from
stutter.
great developers, dude.
You don't stutter. You don't lag. I mean, we did not take a shortcut on this server. So I mean, every nook and cranny, we're very attention to detail, and everything in there it's going to work. And if we missed it and you tell us, it's going to
Yeah,
work,
we'll
and
get
it's
it.
going to work
Yeah, we'll
pretty
fix it.
fast. We don't have a very long, waiting period on stuff. But
Yeah, pretty quick to look at your whitelist application. My boy Scotty
yeah,
here just approved somebody today. As soon as they put it in,
we're definitely
we
on
trying to.
the building up stage. The Instagram's getting back popping. We're gonna get the YouTube popping, the TikTok, the Facebook. I got that back up and going again. So we're at the very, very beginning stages of it again. But I think this time we're gonna load, dude. Like, I think
Oh
it's
man,
gonna
and
be a big deal.
I will say also, like, shout out to us, really, me and you, because fucking man, we put that shit together fast as fuck this time, didn't we? Fuck a month, dude. We did it like 2 weeks, not even
Yeah.
like a week and a
No,
half.
it's not. It's been like a week so far, and it's pretty
Yeah,
much
so I mean,
it's
it's
playable.
running
So
smooth. We can go in there and play right now and role play our little fucking hearts out.
we literally are right on the cusp of just like some bullcrap finishing touches, like adding the businesses to the phones or something here and there. Like, it's
Yeah, little
nothing
tiny stuff.
major, but like very, very easy. I do kind of want to like brag on us a little bit. If you are, well, brag on us. I want to promote us a little bit. If you're looking for a good server, you don't want to spend money, you just want to play. If you had your group of guys, it's a gang or something, we're not going to charge you a gang whitelist application. We're not going to charge you to, put in a application. We're not going to do any of that stuff. If you want to come over and you want to enjoy good solid role play, hit us up, bro.
None of that shoot 'em
We're good
up, bang
for it.
bang shit.
Yeah, if you want some good, solid, honest role play, hit us up, bro.
Yeah,
We'll
no,
be
so we're at a good point now, and it's just like I said, growing the community back to where it was, and putting it in front of people, let them see it, actually experience what it's like to have good role play instead of standing around and bullshit with your friends about what you did today at fucking Costco.
But going back to your guys' points here, you guys walked us through like closing time and it closing and all that jazz. And I was there towards the end when it closed and like all that stuff. Like I joined in January off of a Facebook post. And at the time when I joined, and I don't know if we really talked about it. But at the time when I joined, like I had just come off of being like a higher up admin in a different city that I was in, like my first city that I was in. And I took a few months off of just doing FiveM. Like I had moved in that time, had some real life stuff going on. And so I was like, I don't know. Like, well, you can ask Devils. I was on the cusp. Like, I really don't want to play FiveM anymore. But I never uninstalled it. Never uninstalled it. I always kept
I'll
GTA
do it
installed.
again. I'll
No,
do it
you
again.
won't. No, you fucking won't.
Yeah, I'll fucking uninstall it right now.
No balls. Do it on camera.
No, I like it. You're a good thing, FiveM.
Don't say that. But no, so like I remember I saw this Facebook post about a motorcycle club, and I had done a little bit of MC role play in my first server. My first gang was an MC that I ever had. And I'm a big a fan of like Sons of Anarchy and like, the Mayans and stuff like that. Like I like those kind of TV shows. So I was like, man, like I saw this post and I was like, like I wouldn't mind trying it again. And like maybe it's been enough time away where I won't be so annoyed by things or whatever. And so I remember I joined you guys. Um, and it was a good experience for the most part. Like I didn't really have any complaints. The hardest part was finding all the drug locations because someone in this call knows how to hide them really well. And unlike other cities that I've played in, hides them in different spots than the normal spots where everyone hides everything. You guys were the first city outside of my first city that I played in where I'm like, I wouldn't mind being like a moderator here and like trying to help out. Because I'm with you guys, man. Like once you're someone who's kind of in charge of like how the scripts work and like where they go in and stuff, it's hard to not be a part of that world and like want to have some kind of input. And I remember I think I was in the city for 2 weeks when I applied to be a moderator, and Christian here pulled me into a VC and was like, "Well, usually we wait 30 days." But he goes, "I feel like you have the experience, or we can make an exception here." And I was like, "All right." So they started me out like approving applications, and then I ended up working my way up because Renegade here got tired of running real estate, ended up running real estate for Liberty City, which, by the way, thanks Renegade. Setting me up for that
Made
failure.
him a millionaire.
Oh yeah,
Made him a millionaire.
I sold one house. What do you mean a millionaire?
He sold one house for 1.3 million.
It wasn't even that. It was like 300,000. Like I remember when the server shut down. I remember there was one night there was a staff meeting that was announced, and I was taking a nap when it was announced. I didn't really know about it, and then I woke up and just saw it. Like Lexi had messaged me, Chris had messaged me, like I had people messaging me, being like, where you at kind of thing, and I was dead asleep. So I remember I joined, just kind of caught the tail end of it. But the message I got from Chris was, "I think I'm done with this. Do you want the Outriders?" And I was like, "What the fuck happened?" And it was a conversation of going back to Los Santos, and he's like, "I don't want to fuck with it. I don't want to do it. Like I'm against it. We put all this work in over here." And I was like, "Yeah, like if you really don't want it, like yeah, I guess like I'll continue it." Like because the Outriders was fun RP. It may have went as janky as it did when that little war that we had with the Lost, but like it was still fun at the end of the day. Like I still had a fun time with
Fun.
it.
I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I might resurrect that eventually one day. I still, you never know.
But I remember when you guys shut down, I I didn't really play anywhere else besides Closing Time for that time period that I was in there. And so when Closing Time shut down, like I was like, maybe I take a little break again. I don't, I don't really want to play it. And then I was like bored one day, and I was like, I'm just gonna hop into a random city and play. Like I remember me and Carl, if you guys remember Carl, White Boy Carl, he was in Closing Time for a brief moment.
Yeah, he's in the new Discord, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. But one night I messaged him and I had this idea for a streamer. I'm like, hey, let's hop into some random cities and like just review them. Like be in there long enough to check it out, see what it's like, and just like review it, and then we'll make YouTube videos on it. And we posted one video. For anyone who was curious, because when I tell you the hardest part was trying to find a city you could fly into that had some people in it, that had some people that wasn't 100% whitelisted. Because some of these cities take like a month to reply to your whitelist application. Like it's crazy how long some of these cities make you wait.
Yeah, some of them take forever, dude.
Mm-hmm. And then you get some that have 150 questions on their application and they approve it in 5 seconds. And it's like, you didn't read a shitting thing I just put in here. I spent the last 2 hours typing his application out. You didn't read anything that was in here. So for those who are curious in Closing Time, I read every application when I approve it. I imagine these two do as well. But when I read your application, like I actually go through and read it. Like it may be a fast like approval, but I do read through it.
Not to cut you off, I just want to
How fucking dare you?
piggyback off that. Sorry, I want to kind of piggyback off that. If you are scared of an application, we are not brutal with applications. One of my policies, and they always have been my policy, If you fuck up on something, we will open a ticket and help you fix it. We're not just going to deny your application.
Yeah,
We
no,
will
you won't
help
have
you
to.
out. So if you're a new role player and you're nervous, because we don't want to do non-white listed, that just causes too much problems. But if you want to do it and you're nervous about it, we will help you through the whole thing. If you want to open a ticket while you're doing it, we'll help you just to help you understand it. So sorry to cut you off.
And to that point as well, just today, they had the one application I've approved today was someone who had opened a ticket with me, like, hey, can you reread this rule and let me know what it is? And he's like, oh, I misread it. Sorry, here's what it is. And that's all it was. No, I remember, so closing time shut down. Me and Carl flew into random cities. Devils would fly into cities here and there. And Devils and me remind me a lot of you two. Like, we didn't know each other as, children or anything. Like we didn't grow up together. We met online through streaming is how we met. But he's someone like I'm the one that got him into the first city we were in. Because, like, he saw me streaming it, wanted to come join. So he hopped in with me. And then we kind of just been joining cities together. Like I would be like, oh, I'm done with FiveM. He would join a city. He would just be around me. He would just talk about it, show me a clip here and there. And you're like, oh man, it looks kind of fun. So like, I'm gonna hop in and join him. So like me and him are like that. And so he was playing in this one city. I can't remember what the name of it was. And he was playing in this one city, and he, I I was trying to find a city. And I remember one night, me and him were sitting in the VC with Lexi, and we were just trying to joke around about creating our own city. And while they're sitting there
Right.
joking around about it, and this reminds me of the story you told about Christian over here. While they're sitting around joking around about it, I'm over here looking up like how much would it cost to rent a server. I found one that had a 7-day free trial, and I'm like, well, free trial, let's try it out, see if
Let's fucking do it. Yeah.
And so I remember Lexi was willing to put up the money to pay the monthly cost for the server. I had some people who were like, I'll buy a script here and there. Like I bought a script here and there. And I was a sole dev on it. Like I was the only one that involved that knew how to do any of the dev stuff, any of it. I don't know if you guys know this or not. Deving a FiveM server by yourself sucks.
Amen. Yeah. It's a
It
lot of work,
sucks.
man.
Mhm. We tried that for like a month. And I remember like Lexi was paying for it. I was like, okay. Well, I'm like, well, I need to decide if I want to have her pay for another month or if I'm just done with it. Cause it's like I was pulling my hair out. Like I was staying up for I think the longest I stayed up in that time period was 48 hours.
Yeah.
Was just
fucking
deving the
trying
server.
to fix something. Yeah, trying to
Mhm.
fix something.
And so I remember I told her, I'm like, hey, like, I don't think this is going to work out. Like, I'm just going to cancel it. I don't want you to, waste any more money than you have on it. I'm sorry that you wasted the money that you did. It was like $18 and some on. She bought like a DOT script that I wanted and stuff like that too. So like, she put some money into it. I put some money into it. Devils put some money into it. Someone from my streaming community who also plays FiveM put some money into it. And then I just, decided like, hey, for now, like maybe someday, but for now, I'm just gonna call it quits on it. And then I again was like, I'm done with FiveM. I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah, it's real discouraging when that
Mhm.
happens. It makes you not want to fuck with it for a while, and then eventually you kind of just like maybe I'll fuck with it again. That's kind of how
Well,
it
see,
happens here every time.
I'll tell you what happened this time is I have a friend who I met through my first roleplay server that I was in, which by the way was called Next Generation Roleplay. Shout out to them. Shout out to the server owner over there. He is one of the reasons I know how to do 80 coding at all. Like he sat down and taught me how to do the basics and stuff like that. So you need people like that. Like if you don't know what you're doing and someone's willing to teach you and put a little bit of time to teach you how to do a little bit does go a long way.
Shout out JT. Things he shared. Like showing me a little shit here and there. I'm sure he showed Christian some shit too. He was a big help. He was one of those dudes who knew a lot more about it than me and Christian did when we started fucking with it.
Shout out to the chick who makes all those YouTube videos I had to download.
Yeah, Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Shout out
if you've
Cameron.
ever developed a FiveM server, you know who this YouTuber is, man.
We've watched her shit. Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I've watched so many of her videos. It's not even funny.
I know I shit talked you earlier, Chat GPT, but shout out to you too. Thanks for helping me, bro. Become sentient and be able to like this video.
So one of the friends I met through Next Gen that the server I was a part of, she was actually the first person besides the Devils I met through roleplay. Funny enough, but she's a streamer too, and one night I was scrolling through Twitch and I was I saw her live and I saw her playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and she was someone who was like, "I'm never coming back to roleplay." Like she said, she quit, she uninstalled it, she was done, and now she's streaming Grand Theft Auto 5. So I'm like, I'm gonna give her a little bit of shit about it. Chatting with her about like 30 minutes, I was like, I gotta ask. I'm like, hey, what server are you playing in? And she was like, oh, I'm playing in a server called Era RP, like ERARP. And I was like, okay. And I'd like joined the Discord, and I didn't really do anything with it. And then Devil was like, send it to me. So I sent it to Devils. And then he jumped in there and started playing it. And like his whole gang from his other server that he was in that closed down was over there. So he rejoined them and had all that in there. And I was considering going in there. Like I went in there once, I couldn't get the settings right. Like I don't know if something wasn't optimized or something. I just couldn't get the settings right for it. For me to be able to like the map was disappearing. I was falling through randomly in different places and stuff like that. And so I was like, okay, I just won't worry about it. And then I had a friend who I met again through the first RP server I was in. He's staff at a different city. He's like, hey, come check this city out. So I went over there and played for a couple days. And then right around that time was when Chris messaged me.
It was like the second or third night when we were making it, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna invite Scotty. About to message him and see if he's still, because at the time I was like, I don't even know if he still gets on the PC or like what he's doing. And I seen you were offline at the time, and I was like, let me just message him, see if he sees it. And I think you messaged me back like the next morning.
No, I was streaming.
Oh yeah, that's what you were doing. You were
Yeah.
streaming, so you didn't. But yeah, I had messaged you, and maybe I'll give him a minute, and then like it was a few minutes. Like we built the city back. Come play again.
And when I tell you guys, I had never joined a Discord server as fast as I was in the middle of a stream, in the middle of playing Fortnite, and I clicked off Fortnite, hit join, and went back to my Fortnite game. And I think once the game was over, I sent a message back about it. And then these guys graciously enough asked me to come on like the admin team and help them do some dev work and stuff. So I appreciate the opportunity. I think I told Christians the other day, I appreciate the opportunity of being able to help you guys as much as I can.
Also, man, it's like you have a passion for doing it too. You obviously like doing it. I mean, you've stayed up pretty fucking late the last few nights fucking with scripts and stuff. So I mean, obviously you like it. You know how to do it. So it's an honor to and put your input in too. Like the more minds that we have on the development team side of it, the better creative product we can have for the user, you know?
Like, so my very first role play experience wasn't even in the server that I always first joined. I don't know what server it was, but there was a streamer friend of mine who I loosely kind of knew, and he was streaming role play, and I'm like, hey, what server you're playing in? So he told me, so I learned how to join or whatever, and I was in there for a total like maybe 2 hours. I was streaming it. I wish I had this clip, and I do not. But my first interaction was a guy dressed in a cow costume who came and pointed the gun at me, shot me out of my taxi I was driving, stole my car, and drove away. And I couldn't say anything because I couldn't get my microphone to work.
No, you did not put it on there. So I've had some of the most fun like memories of video game, especially like just doing dumb shit with your friend. Do you remember when we used to run around when we had like the voice changers with the really yell like, hey man, and like we would make them take their shoes off in robberies and feet and shit, and we call ourselves bandit, and we would post their pictures on Twitter and shit.
Yeah, that would be
we
one
would
of our. We'd make the cops take their shoes off and take pictures of their feet for one of the conditions for the hostages.
So I mean,
Just the
we've done a
dumb
lot of
stuff.
stuff, man. Just
It's a lot
fun
of.
memory, and that's just one, dude. I have so many
It's a lot
to
of.
bring
It's a
up.
lot of years, a lot of hours, a lot of people that we met over this stuff. It's definitely fun, man.
All right, so let's divot into this question. I do want to ask it before we end anything here. And we've talked about it a little off stream, last like week or so. As a server owners of Closing Time, what are your guys' stances on like streamers coming into the city and wanting to play?
I'm a huge pro streamer. Um, we try to take care of our streamers. We have some ideas that are on the back burner right now for streamers. And if you want to come in and stream, bro, if you're putting out good content, I'm all for it, bro. I love it.
Yeah, we'd love you to come in and check the server out and get some good interactions and build your stream off of that. Like he said, we'll take care of streamers. We got some cool ideas for that. And he says back burner, but he means like if we get some streamers, we're gonna put attention into doing it. We just got to get people that want to stream the server, you know?
We had a streamer in Closing Time 1.0. He streamed our server a lot. I got him a house. I paid for my own money and I got him a
Did he
house.
got him a MLO in the city, bro, and just put it in? It's
I
like,
take
here,
I
it's your
take I
house.
take care of the streamers, bro. Like, I mean, if you're willing to come spend your time and put out to your audience our
Create your
server,
content here, yeah, for sure.
yeah,
And
I can't argue
back
with
to
it.
what I hate to loop back, but when Scotty said earlier that some of these servers you join, no one wants to have stuff, you know, and also if you find the server you're in, speak up, or just not to plug us again, but just come play in closing time. We'll listen. We'll put the work in. Make it a good experience for everybody. And if you have problems, I mean, we'll solve the problem as well.
So many opportunities, man. Like right now, we're open book. If you
Yeah,
want
we
to be
got
a
full
if
open
you want to be a
DOJ.
doctor, you can be a doctor. You can be a lawyer or a judge.
We got plenty of Civ
I
stuff.
mean,
I love Civ RP. There should be more people that just play as a fucking civilian instead of role playing as a gangbanger all the time, in my opinion. 5M's cool, you get guns, but like, not everybody's got to role play as a fucking gangbanger. Let's get some like real interactions of like, dude working a construction job, building a fucking building. Let's make some cool shit happen.
yeah, we got we're an open book. I mean, we got tons of businesses that are just sitting.
Tons of businesses, tons of fucking job opportunity. I mean, we need EMS bad. If that's what you want to do and you want to run EMS, we got a fucking position for you. We'll fill your fucking pockets full of band-aids and tourniquets and
After
whatever
some
else,
vetting,
and you
guys,
can
we're not
go.
going to just give it to everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah, it's
just
gonna
don't,
yeah,
just
Yeah,
don't,
yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
there are some prerequisites
Band-aids.
there, you know, a little bit. Yeah, we'll give them band
Yeah,
aids.
Yeah,
You'll get
and
band aids
we're
regardless, I
definitely a
promise.
vibe check.
yeah, no,
We'll
no, yeah.
probably, if you're
Check
getting
you
one of those
out.
high up positions, it might be a in-person
But
interview. You know.
But we need people. So if that's what you want to do and you're interested, join the Discord, follow us, do everything you can, put in a whitelist application. Like it'll get approved within probably 30 minutes, if that. Uh, just we need people, man. We need good role players. We need a good community. We got the server for you. Just come check us out.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. Closing Time Roleplay is going to be a place to be for anybody.
And
I
then,
always think
I
it's
mean,
important to be transparent about what you have. Like I'd like you had all these cities like they'll like the heists are a big one for me. So for those who don't know, they have tasked me with the fun task of creating all the heists in the city because they didn't have like any like scripts for it. They have a heist creator, like a robberies creator. To be fair, I mostly volunteered to do it, but
I'm
you know,
glad you volunteered. I tried and I was not very.
dude, it's hard. It
Yeah,
it
it's a
is
hard
hard.
script to work.
But I've been creating some heists and stuff, and I've, you know, you can ask these two. Like, I created a mansion heist the other day that I've never, like, I remember I messaged Christian and said, hey, like, you know, here's this free mansion from this developer that I like. Could you put it in? And so we can, so I can like not for anyone to own, which is what it's mostly used for in most cities. I'm like, I want to put a heist in here that's like a good payout, a fun time, a little bit hard, but some you just don't see. So like I'm working trying to make some really good heists for everybody to play. So if you don't like them, don't tell me. I don't want to hear it. A lot of cities when they have heists, they like try to hide it. Like no one wants to tell you how to do them. No one wants to kind of walk you through what you might need and stuff like that. Like that was my experience when I first tried to do a heist. Like I didn't know they were a thing. I was brand new to FiveM. Like I was a leader of a gang, and they're like, "How come you don't do any heist?" I'm like, "What are heists?" Like, no, I didn't know they were a thing. But in the faction Discord we created for gangs and criminals alike, there is a section there that lists through all the heists that are currently available. You know, it gives some information about the payout stuff like that. It doesn't give a lot of information away about what's needed.
Vague.
That's my two cents on the heist, and the same with like the civ jobs and like the civ activities. Christian, because I was working hard on heist, and he goes, "What about the civ stuff? Like we don't have any information on the civ stuff." And I was like, "Well, let's do the same thing we did for the heist." So in the main Discord, I created it today. I started it today. There's a section there of like all the activities you can do, all the jobs you can do that aren't crim based at all. Like we even added
Yeah, you
ghost
ain't gonna
hunting.
go to jail. You
Yeah,
ain't
you're
gonna go
not.
to
Yeah.
jail for doing it.
Yeah. Like we even added ghost hunting, which is a fun seasonal thing we're going to do for like Halloween and stuff. That was, I saw someone else doing it. And I'm like, I went and found a script for it. And I was like, let's throw it in. And Christian's like,
You might see some scary people walking around Halloween too. Creepy month. Scary people walking around.
yeah, his mob
Lots of
character
cool
is scary
stuff.
looking as hell, dude.
With the Wicked Witch of the West.
There was a interaction. I think it might have been It might have been Eric. Yeah, it was
Oh,
Eric. I was at the parking lot in Legion, and I had just had like a ped try to come up and fight me, so I beat the shit out of the ped. He was laying on the ground. There was blood on the ground beside him, and Eric pulled up in his car, and he said, "What happened to him?" I said, "Oh, he tripped and fell and hurt his knee. He'll be okay." And I just got in my car and drove off. It was great. But yeah, no, man, we want good people. We want good role play.
Renegade did ask and wants to know, is street hustling still a thing?
I do not have that in there right now. I
We got all
I
the
don't know
shit.
what I do have it, but I don't know what happened. So just for everybody's information, ChatGPT made me a street hustling a script. So basically, it was like we had a
Over a time period of like 10 days. That motherfucker took 10
yes,
days
yeah,
to make it.
it was a lot of dedication. So basically, uh, uh,
Oh, you got more
Just keep
subs
just keep talking. Just keep talking.
or beans?
basically what the street hustling is we had some crafting, but so we were in Liberty City. We're like, and Renegade's like, dude, in New York, man, they're hustlers over there. He's like, we should like get a script where you could sell like seat burnt disc and sell sunglasses and T-shirts and
Fake
everything.
purses.
So basically had ChatGPT make me a script for that, and then we put it on. It was on the crafting benches. Like you can craft like burnt CDs and porno DVDs, all just most random stuff, and you can just go out and sell it. But needless to say, is I tried one of my scripts that ChatGPT made me, and for some reason it doesn't work anymore. So I haven't tried the Street Hustling one, and I do want to get that back, but
Might
we'll
have
try
to
it out.
spend another 10 days refixing it, making it work.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to get that one back. I
Yeah,
like
that
that
one
one. I
was a
thought it was
fun
pretty
one.
cool.
I'm going to open up to a little Q&A if anyone else has any questions they want to ask these two, anything about closing time, any burning questions you've had since they've closed down, now that they're back. Now is the time to ask. Of course, we're going to be here like, what do we say, Christian? Like every 2 weeks we're going to try to do this?
I actually had so much fun doing this one. I kind of want to do it
I'd
every
like to
every
do it
week.
again soon, man. Yeah, it'd be fun. That's another thing I wanted to get at. If you're watching this and you're a FiveM server, to speak to us about your time owning a server, we'd love to have you. Love to
Yeah,
hear how
I have
your
a few.
time has been owning a server.
When we first thought about this, I had a guy hit him up. Me and him, when we were doing the Liberty City thing, we would go back and forth a lot, and he would hook me up with stuff. I'd hook him up with stuff. We kind of bounced ideas off each other. I think his name's Brandon. He's a pretty cool guy, and he agreed a long time ago to come on this. So I would love to have him come on and talk to us and just see. I want to see different people's experiences and perspectives of what FiveM and
Yeah.
roleplay is to them. So, it could benefit everybody. It could benefit us. It could benefit them. Maybe they got a good idea we didn't think about. Maybe we have a good idea they didn't think about. And exposure and everything. I just think that'd be really cool. So, and Scotty had a couple ideas about interviewing like more the staff team for closing time, and maybe once we get further into it, maybe like role player of the month or something, because we do like to do that a lot, and just talk to people about role play. This is honestly, I couldn't tell you a podcast or anything like that that does this.
Yeah, I remember one of the things we talked about Christian, because I remember it was the other night when Christian should have been sleeping, by the way. It was super late at night, and like he was working, as you said, he's a police officer in real life, so he works some late nights, and he was working, and like he randomly messaged me something, so I replied, and we just got a conversation going. And I don't know how, I don't remember how we got on the topic of like podcasts. I think we were talking about trying to promote the server and this and that. And he brought up this idea of a podcast that he wanted to do. And I brought up how in my first city, we did one episode of what I call the podcast called Behind the RP, where we just brought a bunch of people on. We had one person just asking us all questions about our characters and why we got into role play and stuff like that, kind of in the same vein as this. And that's one thing I think I want to reiterate. Is this isn't just for closing time. Like, yeah, we're all part of closing time. That's where our stories are probably going to come from, especially on weeks where we might not have a guest or we have like other moderators on or, people who are part of the staff team on who want to come on here. But that being said, though, like if you are a server owner, hell, even if you're like, even like part of like a staff team and a server, and you have some stories
Yeah.
you want to tell, or just want to talk about stuff, and your server owner's okay with it, don't come on this show. You know, if your server owner's not cool with it.
Like don't come on here and bash your fucking server owner, because
Yeah.
that's like,
But I think for the next episode, if we can, we should try to definitely get some more of the staff team on, get them introduced to the community a little bit. But I think it does help putting a face to a name, because you see these names, but you don't necessarily know what they look like, or know know a face or anything.
why you get so close to the camera?
He wants to put a
Lexi,
face to the
you're
name.
Lexi, you're next.
Lexi's next. Oh, dude, she'd come on here in a heartbeat, bro. All right, Christian, any last things you want to say? Any last comments?
Come
No,
play
just
Closing Time
remember,
RP, motherfuckers.
That, and just remember, RP is supposed to be fun. If it's not fun, then you're doing it wrong.
That same advice could go for sex.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, true facts.
But no, guys, it was fun. I'm looking forward to doing this every week if we do it every week. For those who are in the Closing Time Discord and in my Discord, the shows will be announced a couple days beforehand if I can help it. That way you guys can know. So
Scotty will make sure he puts the link to the Discord in the videos too, so you guys can click on it.
I'll consider it. No, they'll be in there. Yeah, no, it was fun. I really enjoyed it. I like hearing your
Super fun, man.
more of your guys' stories. So